Welcome to the Friends and Rivals podcast.
Why just store them in fucking garbage bags? That's degrading to the gloves.
Well, they're no, they're white plastic
They're
bags.
You
clear
gotta have
ones.
something
They weren't,
nicer
they
than
weren't
that.
garbage bags.
You gotta have something nicer than a
He
garbage
should be
bag.
nailing them to his wall like Willie
Yeah,
Mays
like-
Hayes.
Like Willie Mays
That would be
Hayes.
better. That would be better.
I bought 100 of these, one for every cup I'm going to carry.
Let's talk Devils and Islanders, let's talk Penguins and Rangers, but let's not talk about Flyers, cause they're a bunch of fucks, which no one can deny,
That was weak.
It's who the fuck knows what you're getting, dude. I don't think Listerine missed a shift, by the way.
He didn't miss a shift?
Nope.
He came back.
What I
from
tell
the-
you?
didn't
What
see
did
him when he came
what did I tell you in the Eastern Conference Final?
back.
Listen, the hit was bad.
That was about hit. Yeah.
Yeah. But was it a game misconduct bad though? I don't know.
That's the well, it's automatic, right? It's a
Uh,
5-minute major is automatic misconduct, right? So
No. No. I
Why
don't think
is
so.
it misconduct then? I thought it was automatic.
Well, I think he got ejected for kneeing. He got a game misconduct for kneeing.
Right. Which I don't think it was really a knee. I think it was just I don't know. They need a better clarification for that kind of hit. He meant to
Well,
hit
they
him. He had missed it.
They reviewed it.
Yeah, obviously went leg on leg, knee on knee, but so I guess. But either way.
Right. But when, Bennett accidentally hits you and punches you in the face when he accidentally hits you,
Oh yeah.
that's okay.
You got a penalty. You got a penalty today.
Yeah.
Going
he
for
did.
another one of those big hits.
Well,
That was
it was
big.
basically the same hit. It was
I know,
basically he need the guy and he got called for tripping. How was that not a 5-minute major? Because the guy didn't wail and fucking dive.
Get hurt. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
when you're bent over, moaning and wailing, you lick your palms. I know it seems childish.
I'm just a little sore, I think, still.
Sort of like a 1950s sitcom actor.
No, sore like a guy in prison just took the high hard one.
Oh boy. Oh. Wait, did we start already? I think we started already.
I think we did.
Wait,
Because we don't have like a beginning anymore.
it's basically there's two black. Why is Chuck on
What?
ABC? Isn't he
Be
a
careful.
TNT guy? There's two black guys in the studio for the NHL stuff.
Maybe we didn't start.
Oh my god! Why is this is fine?
Chuck who?
That one's very
Charles,
large.
Charles Barkley. He and PK we're yapping.
Oh,
it
I
up
was a little behind on you there. Okay, now I see it.
with Ness and Levy.
Why? Yeah, why is
I don't
He's
know.
probably just walking around. He's like, "Hey, can I come over and talk to you guys?" They're probably like, "Hey, want to go on?"
he does like that? He does like hockey. I mean, and TNT doesn't have anything to do with the basketball now, right? Because it's on ESPN.
No, I thought they had games in
Do they?
the in the final. Yeah, I think they split it.
Jesus,
weird.
they share everything, those two?
Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
guess. What it was really weird. I watched the. There's really nothing to do in the weekends in the morning. I'm finding out except watching tennis. So they had the French Open this week, and
Oh God.
NBC is not going to broadcast the French Open next year. They lost it
Oh,
to
thank Jesus.
TNT. Shocked.
Hmm.
They've had it since forever.
Yeah, they had them all, right? Wimbledon and the U.S. Open. Nobody cares about the Australian Open because it's way too early.
Can't watch
Well,
that.
ESPN has it. No, I
Even
think CBS has the U.S. Open. didn't
No,
they?
it was always it was always NBC because it would
was?
broadcast on USA Network.
Oh, commercial.
So
Good call.
everybody, should we all take a vote? Like, what's our favorite tennis court material? I love the clay at Roland Garros.
I don't know.
Grass.
I like the
Grass guy.
Wimbledon. I like the Wimbledon.
Grass
Although U.S. Open is fucking awesome.
I'm a traditionalist. I go U.S. Open. Cement court.
Always love the
Listen,
the way it's meant to be.
I said it before, and I will say it again. My most favorite sporting event I've ever been to live, fucking tennis. Don't know why. It was just incredible.
When did you go
it
to
was
a live?
awesome.
When did you
US
go to a
Open?
live
I
tennis?
went to the U.S. Open. Jesus, probably 7-8 years ago now.
Really?
Yeah, Lauren and I went in the early rounds. We saw
You walked the back courts?
we saw what's her face? The big girl.
Lindsay Davenport.
Nah, not that one.
Serena?
The other
Venus?
one. Yeah, so we saw Serena.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Serena.
And we saw them close the roof, and at the stadium it was awesome. It was great. We had a great time.
Huh.
Getting there was a fucking nightmare, but we had a great time. A lot of
Lets you
fun.
off right there. What are you talking about?
Huh?
Long Island Railroad lets you off right there.
Well, we drove.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, bad idea.
Despite
Wow.
every public service announcement that says don't drive to the tennis U.S. Open, they drove.
We drove. Well, it like
Did Nick run you off the road?
no, thankfully
Tom
not.
had a shortcut.
Yeah, I did.
4
I did.
hours later.
It was turned out it wasn't that short. There's nothing short
No.
about a shortcut heading out there.
No,
Nothing.
you can't.
Cool.
Well, it was like it's you know what broke me from taking the train in is having control.
John Rocker. What John Rocker
Yeah.
said?
No, I have complete control to leave
When you're
anytime I want.
leaving, yeah.
Yeah. It was Billy and I would always be checking a clock at the end of the Ranger game to see if we're gonna make the 9:40 train or if we had to wait till the 10:40 train. So I think Billy, you broke me from taking
You
the
ruined
train.
it.
You ruined it.
You
ruined
blew it.
If I had really done my job, I would have made you not want to go to the U.S. Open, I think.
Or Rangers games.
Listen, don't knock it until you try it. Is all I can say.
Casey will make them go one day. Don't worry.
Oh, no doubt.
Christ.
No doubt about it. No doubt.
He does get so desperate for sports that he will watch things like tennis
See?
occasionally.
Here's what's on Bill's summer vacation list: tennis, U.S. Open tennis, WNBA game.
Oh,
And-
No. Yeah, I don't wait. You could be that hard up for sports?
There is some big cricket tournament coming to the Northeast as well. I feel like
think,
that's
isn't
going to
it
be on the
going
list.
right now? Isn't it happening?
Is it?
I thought it was happening.
If you
already.
go on like day road and go to like an open field, you'll find a fucking
they're
find a cricket
building
game in South Brunswick.
They're building
yeah.
a field, an official field.
What?
Yeah. I think on Day Road, I think there's like an open field where there's an
I think that's where they
Yeah, they're going to take down the old baseball field and make it an official cricket field, which is weird.
Wow.
Because I don't think cricket fields have fences. It's literally just an open field
It's open field,
With-
but they have a
with
border.
2 poles.
The border is like,
that's
it's like
that's
the
not
roller
right.
hockey like border.
Really?
Thing, you know what I mean?
Like the
Because the ball-
kickboard.
Yeah, it's a kickboard because the ball could potentially, it can go over it. That's like the out of bounds, effectively. You're trying to stop the ball from going out. Yeah.
Does anybody have any idea about one rule of cricket? Does anybody know one rule of cricket?
I was just watching that the other day, actually.
Sort of.
because-
Shut up! You were not.
I wasn't watching. No, I was watching like a reel, like somebody trying to explain it on like Instagram. I ran across like a reel. I don't know why it's like coming up on my algorithm now or whatever. But yeah, like you hit the ball out over the barrier on the fly. That's 6 runs. If it bounces over, it's 4 runs. And they score runs like there's a guy standing on the opposite side of where the bowler is pitching, whatever. And when they hit it, the guy who hit it and the guy who's standing at the other wicket gate, they have to trade places. And
It's
that
like
scores
running
out.
It's like
Back and
running
forth.
bases from what I remember.
Back and forth.
Yeah. It's
No,
effing
this is like
bananas.
playing. This is like wiffle ball on the side of your house. All right, if it gets past you
Right.
on the ground, the base
Yeah.
hit. It
Yeah.
hits the sidewalk on the fly. It's a double. You know, you hit that little grass patch between the sidewalk and the street. It's a triple. You hit it into the street. It's a homer. So it's like that.
Yeah, it's
I
another.
I could
it's
get
a
on board
horrible-
with that.
Kind of. You don't have to run as much as the batter. You just run back and like
No.
the other wicket back and forth.
It's not far. It's like
You
running
gotta
to the pitcher's
protect-
mound and back.
you got to protect your 3 wickets. If the bowler hits all 3 knocks them all out, that batter or whatever they call him.
Wow.
Is
See
out.
that? You lost a lot of money here. People know a lot of shit about this
You
sport.
said
Yeah.
you said bowler? There's a bowler?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
no,
sure
that's what they
the
call
pitcher.
The pitcher.
The pitcher is
It's
the
called a
bowler.
bowler. Yeah.
That he's not a pitcher. He's
And
a
soccer is
bowler.
called football everywhere else too. There's a lot of weird things in sports.
A lot
Wow.
of
All right.
ridiculous people with cricket. I mean, yeah.
So if you had your
Here's the
choice,
other
the only two
ridiculous one.
things on to watch was either a cricket game or frisbee golf. Which one are you watching?
Hey, frisbee golf for sure. Disc golf.
I'm
for me.
taking cricket.
Sorry, disc golf. My bad.
Telling you, man, disc golf is fun to watch when you get to like watch like a major going on.
Is it the disc open from fucking that park in Monroe? Are they can I associate with the park they're at? Then maybe I would watch the cricket, the golf. Otherwise,
Oh, I know where that tree is. Oh, I know where that tree is.
I almost hit that tree.
Wow, Billy said cricket over disc
Over?
golf.
I might watch cricket.
I'd take cricket
just-
over tennis too.
It's
Wow.
like baseball and golf. I would say it's that. It's basically baseball or golf. What would you rather watch? Because
golf.
I'd rather watch golf. Yes, it's
That's
just far
the
more.
two
There's
sports.
far more action.
that's the
I'm
2
still a
sports. That's all you're
baseball
talking about.
I guess. Bastardized
golf.
golf or bastardized baseball.
Eh.
I'm sure cricket was around before
I-
baseball.
Yeah.
I pulled something. I'm getting ancient. I pulled something
sure.
throwing a little ball in the pool on Saturday, and for 2 days I couldn't lift my arm. I don't know what
What?
it was.
Yeah. That's
I
Throwing
guess
a
I have to
ball.
start
That
stretching
doesn't
before I
do
go in
shit.
the pool.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
Yeah.
happens.
sucks.
Bastard.
All right. Well, we got the Stanley Cup final happening in game 1. I mean, did you expect anything different than what you got in game 1?
It was
No, sir.
it was still a pretty good game.
Yeah, but listen, it was what, a week since they last played?
Yeah.
You got to give them it. And look, you see a way different Florida Panthers team tonight than what you saw in game 1.
Well,
And I
I
think
hear
this is more indicative of what
I
you're
hear if
getting.
they ever have a layoff this long again, they're going to do a mini in-season tournament in between the end of the conference finals and the Stanley Cup final.
Aren't they doing that anyway?
Yeah, no, they're just
They should have like a consolation championship at least if they're going to have that much time, like a 3-game series between the Rangers,
teams that
and
lost?
fucking Dallas. Yeah,
You should do that. And then
except it would probably that series would have been way more entertaining than this series is ever going to be.
You
Yeah.
should do it the bottom half of the playoffs that don't get in. So like the other 16 teams that don't get in, they should do a reverse tournament. And
For the number 1 pick.
No, even better. So
I do like that.
If you lose, you move on. If you keep losing, you move on. Okay, and then the last team that loses, they have to play in Arizona in the 5,000 5,000.
They get relegated.
Yeah, they got to play in that small ass place. They basically get relegated for the season.
lots
would
of
be
good
great.
ideas floating here.
I do like the idea of the other 16 teams, and the winner of that gets the first overall
Number
pick.
1 draft pick.
Yeah,
I mean, it kind of
Actually,
goes
it's not
against
bad.
against the
it really
philosophy
does.
of why you do it, but you do the
Yeah.
lottery
Well,
anyway.
But there's no way Chicago would fucking win. There's no way. It's impossible.
But here's the thing. The reason
Unless they
that
played the Penguins, right, Bill? Am I right?
No, but-
Am I right?
it's a
In
great
Chicago,
idea.
forget it.
It's a great idea because that forces you to always be trying to win.
Yeah.
Teams like Pittsburgh and not Pittsburgh, Chicago, and specifically this year, San Jose and Arizona the last few years have basically fielded nobody. I mean, nobody. So of course they're going to be like the bottom of the thing. But if you aren't anymore trying to do that and you're trying to field a team that's going to win games, then the league is going to be a lot better.
I would say-
All around.
The only thing you would have to do if you did that 2 through 16 picks would have to be based on reverse finish order.
Sure.
Like no lottery then on top of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No, the lottery. Lottery. I was assuming that
So
was
the
a
worst
given.
team is guaranteed no worse than the second pick. Right? If they somehow win the tournament, they get the first pick, but if they don't, they get the second pick.
Okay.
I guess. I think
So they
it'd
get
better
Jack
just-
Eichel instead of Connor McDavid.
Maybe you do the top 2 picks. You make it
It's
to
not
the
a bad
finals, you get the top.
consolation.
That's like the top 2
Mm.
picks.
This
I
is
think it would
like
suck if you played all those games and just didn't get anything out of it.
I
Should've
blame
won.
the NHL for that long layoff for the reason that we're even having this
Yeah,
ridiculous
this
conversation.
this asinine conversation.
oh
Hey, it would keep our teams at least alive to watch for another
Yeah.
Yeah.
couple weeks.
No, it
I
would
mean,
keep
I'm
you
for it.
interested.
And people would go to the games because it'd be
I
like
mean,
a playoff game.
Single elimination, you only let it go through the first 2 rounds of the
Right.
playoffs.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a full thing.
Right.
It could be a
Just
smaller
single
tournament.
elimination.
Yeah, actually, that's
Right.
great.
A
Much
game
better
every
idea.
3 or 4 nights.
That's the 3.
well, the final would be best of 3.
We know you're listening, Pat McAfee. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
And you don't need to give us credit, but
Just
we will
fucking
know
do it.
for sure this time. We will know.
So Gary Bettman had his kind of State of the Union
Boo!
of the NHL.
Oh, you said Gary Bettman. Sorry.
Are you
Bettman does
all right?
suck.
Just instant
Wow.
reaction.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
Boo, Batman.
So one of the good things that came out of all of this was instead of a $79.5 million cap, or no, it was 87.7 or something like that. It's now 88. They rounded up to 88.
Yes.
Which I thought was really good.
A $4.5 million increase from the last one, from the last year's cap. 5.4%.
A couple schnagels extra, which I thought was really good. Other things they did talk about was the LTIR, and apparently this is not a big problem for the general managers as much as we all think it's a big problem.
Well, no, because they're the ones that get to abuse the system.
Yeah, it helps them really in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but not everybody.
No, it's the top half of the team, of the league. Typically, whoever's spending near the top of the cap, trying to get to into the playoffs, and injuries happen, and it works out for their benefit. It just so happens that Vegas has somehow made Mark Stone hurt himself 3 years in a row at the same time, and come back for the playoffs at the same time, the same way, 3 years straight. It just seems a little odd, and
Convenient.
it's
Convenient for
convenient.
them.
But realistically, it's not as big of a deal as we all make it out to be. It's just surprising.
But the
that it's happened
team,
to us.
team that you field on the ice that night has to be cap compliant, not your entire roster, just the team you
Correct.
field.
Should
Correct.
be.
Should be.
But have they talked about that then or no?
No,
At this,
they're
okay.
they're not talking about anything until the next lockout or strike comes, which is what, in 2 years when this one expires. We got 2 more years
CBA
left on this one.
agreement.
Yeah, I think we got 2 more years left on this current one that we're on now. So who knows? Who
I
knows?
think
But
Bettman and
from-
the general managers will have more discussions regarding purely financial matters than competitive. I don't think they give a fuck about competitive balance, and obviously
No.
refereeing.
well, I mean, the refereeing, stop it. it's just it's the worst.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have the same problem next CBA, which is 2 years. So the end of the 25-26 season, it'll come up again. But it's hard to see the NHL having any more lockouts, especially after, the last lockout and the players basically, how much are they giving away in the escrow?
Was it 15% or something?
Yeah, it's all yeah. But I mean, but even in Bettman's State of the Union, he said the labor piece, has been really good. Dialogue is good with this Marty Walsh guy. I don't know. It's the best it's ever been in the history of labor relations between the NHL and the NHLPA. So they're collaborating a lot of important initiatives, and I think that bodes well for the growth of the game and the league. That's what he said verbatim. So remember that when the next when the next one comes up,
Yeah.
please.
No,
I don't know if we can go do another fucking strike or a fucking other lockout. That would be oh my god. I don't even want to talk about that. What else came out of that? Outdoor game possibly in Miami. So the two cities that have yet to be in an outdoor game obviously are the Florida Panthers and it wasn't the Kraken. The Kraken were this just this year, but there was somebody else who hasn't been in one. Arizona? I think Arizona. No.
Probably Arizona.
Right?
It would have to be Arizona, right?
Whoa, I don't remember.
If I had to
Not
guess.
prime time.
Right, but it's not like we're going to see a fucking Florida, Utah. I mean, that would be interesting. But they're saying they're going to do it in Miami. So that would be I mean, look, if they did it in LA, I think they could do it in any warm climate. And plus Miami has it's a dome down there. So it's not like it's really an outdoor game. It's just a game where they can fit a lot of asses in the seats.
Oh, they're gonna stick him in the Marlins Park?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that probably would hold more than where the Dolphins play, right? The Dolphins stadium is not a very big stadium.
They still in the same one that they've been in forever? Like, did they ever get a new one?
No, they were in the Orange Bowl forever. Now they're in the wherever the
Reggie Roby Stadium.
No, it's not Reggie Roby Stadium. It's part of the Hard Rock. It's part of the Hard Rock down there, where they have the Qatar hotel.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they play in a stadium with lots of famous pants.
Mm.
Not just pants, the whole outfits. They got shirts and stuff there too.
Did I miss that reference?
Hard Rock
The Hard Rock,
casinos.
there's just a lot of
clothing on display.
clothes
Prince
sitting
wore
around.
this outfit in this concert.
Well, it's like they have guitars on display too. Like
Oh my God, you guys
our
wanna hear
own Bill Fougere.
You guys want to hear a story?
Ooh, yeah.
Can't tell anyone this.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
When Tina was younger, like high school age,
Okay, this is pretty hot already.
she would steal menus from the Hard Rock restaurants.
Okay. Well, why?
It's just her thing. She just wanted menus that said, Hard Rock Orlando, Hard Rock New York.
Oh, every one
Oh,
of them
okay.
that she went to.
Because she went to different ones. All right. All right.
Yeah,
Didn't wanna be
not
like
just
that
they're not
t-shirt
all New York.
person. I think what's the statute of
don't-
limitations on that?
Okay.
Don't tell anyone.
I might, if I see something,
no,
I'm
I
supposed to
think-
say something.
No, I think we're safe. It's, that's a long time ago.
Not collecting them anymore. She's
She's beyond that. She's gotten beyond that.
Afraid she get caught.
Once she saw the ludicrous nature of a certain Harkness family stealing a coffee craft from IHOP, she was like, "This is ridiculous. Why would anybody do this?"
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know the kind of crime she moved on to, though.
A coffee
won't say it.
carafe? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got the
whole
whole thing.
carafe?
Yeah. I don't know if we still have. I think we
And-
probably still do. Probably still have it.
Multiple of the iron cast
No.
skillets.
So we went to Charlie Brown's for brunch, and we had these omelet skillets.
They come
and they brought
in the
out the
skillet.
small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those came home. Those were great.
The kids were 14 and they're still bringing the diaper bag with them. So that's how they.
Well, in
There you
our
go.
most recent trip to Epcot, we went and ate in the Germany pavilion, and they had one of those big glass
Steins.
beer
Steins?
mugs. It's not. I guess they call it a stein, but to me, it's just a big mug, like a glass mug with those round circles on it.
Yeah.
It's
round
not
circle.
tall. It's
Okay.
more fat. Yeah.
Yeah. Not the square circles.
Right,
used to.
exactly.
Fucking idiot.
so we got one of those, and no one's used it yet.
Circles,
so
you
been,
dummy.
It's been great. And lastly, what came out of that was the Four Nations Cup, which will happen in Montreal and Boston from February 12th, 2025. And the championship game will be played on February 20th, 2025 at TD Garden in Boston. This will feature
Boston.
teams
Why?
from
Move
Canada,
around.
Sweden, the US, and Finland will make up the 4 countries.
Everything's always in Boston.
Well, Boston, Montreal, I get that. That makes a lot of sense to have it. Those 2
Why?
road
No,
games.
you've got them. You've got those 2 cities. Those 2 cities are fucking locked up. They're watching hockey.
Where else you want to have it?
You want to start generating hockey interest in other cities, like a Columbus.
You don't think hockey's popular in Columbus?
I don't think hockey is as popular as it is in Montreal and Boston. I think if you had a tournament like this in a Columbus with all the hoopla that goes around it, it would help generate more interest.
Well, it was the first year, so it's like
Yeah, but even still, Nick, they've had the World Cup of Hockey where it's either been in MSG in Montreal or Boston. It's been typically in those places where they've had it.
It's just the first time they're doing this version of the tournament. It's the same as every other time they do this kind of nonsense. But whatever, man. I don't disagree. I think you should definitely look at markets that could use it more so than Boston. But they'll get a lot of people to go there.
Is it just me, or I mean, why have this? I like the idea of having a World Cup, but in '96 it was so good because it wasn't in the middle of the goddamn season. It was before preseason even started, or right around when preseason happened. That's where the tournament took place, and I thought that was a great spot for it. You're shutting the league down for 2 fucking weeks so we can watch 4 teams play.
Don't they still do the worlds? Isn't it going on right now? It's like right
over.
now, I thought.
They
do the world championships,
Cup,
yeah.
though.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So the hell is that?
Quite the helmet.
No, did you get to the crowd yet in Edmonton?
Yeah.
What the hell is that lady?
Oh, is that the woman that we saw the other day?
No, sadly not. But she's been on Spit and Chicklets, and she's been on a couple of other podcasts. Yeah. She is
sir, why didn't you get her for ours?
Yeah, listen, I don't know. It's not like she went on those podcasts and showed her tits, right?
No, she dressed
So
up like the
it-
Stanley Cup.
It
That
would be
weird.
It would be pretty funny to do that though.
Seems
Oh,
like
what,
a
just have her-
thing.
No, because
have a girl come on and show her tits?
because it's a podcast,
Hey.
so you can't see
Hey, get in here.
it.
Where'd she steal those from?
So
I just don't know how-
the chick from Colorado. It was Colorado, right? No.
No,
Montreal.
Edmonton?
Who
Edmonton?
are we talking about?
the one that ran
was-
down after they won the cup.
What are
Is
you
that what
talking
you're
about?
talking about?
No, Edmonton. It was Edmonton. The
The
Recently.
Edmonton
Oh,
chick,
yeah, it was
yeah,
Edmonton.
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
She's
Yeah.
a big fan.
Big fan. So she's doing the different podcasts now. That's the deal.
Yeah, everybody was trying to find her, right? So,
course they
Barstool's
were.
got to be the one that finds her, right?
Duh.
So, good for them. Good
How-
job.
what would that be? How interesting would that conversation be?
It
like-
wasn't. I turned
How
it
could it-
off.
How
It
could
was that
how could it
awful.
be?
It's just some random lady who decided to
Yes.
flash the whole, and someone recorded it.
Really nice Hooters.
Well, they're
So,
definitely, they're definitely fake.
And that's going to lead us
did
to
a good
break.
job.
No, I don't think they
Billy,
were fake.
Billy,
Oh,
how
yeah.
would you,
Oh,
Billy, how
no,
would
they
you
were
rate
fake.
them?
Yeah.
Those
Come
were
on,
fake.
man.
Those were fake.
No, just because
Oh,
of
yeah.
the way she
Yeah.
raised her arms. I don't think so.
Those are fake.
Hold on. Let me watch it again.
Tom, you be the
100%.
tiebreaker.
Where's the there it is. There it is. Hang on a second.
It's not a criticism. I don't care. It's just
Oh,
more fake.
totally.
Yeah, they're look at those things. They're definitely
That
fake.
is that's not
Yeah.
real.
Come on. Those are
That is not
there's
real.
there's nothing that stands up that straight.
No.
She's like,
nothing
He's
that
got
big
arms
stays
up,
up that
though.
high.
Yeah, but even
Buddy.
I'm putting out.
Buddy.
Mine would look. My chest looks flat when my arms are up.
All right, good. You do it. Take your shirt off and let's see.
Wish motherfucker. I ain't giving you nothing to put in your spank bank.
Come on. What are you doing? I don't know. I don't know how jazzed up I can get about this Four Nations tournament in the middle of fucking season. The Olympics is one thing. I get it. That's when the Olympics are. You have
Yeah.
complete control
Yeah.
over when this fucking can be.
it's
And-
weird.
And if you're gonna shut the league down, do more than 4 fucking teams.
Yeah, what the fuck is the point of having 4 teams? Why
Yeah.
not just have a full World Cup?
Yeah,
Kind of arbitrary too. Just picking,
the teams they pick.
what is it? The 4 best teams. Okay, we have to
Yeah, 4
exclude
best.
Russia. I get that. But
Basically.
Well,
Russia's-
not according this year. Czech Republic or whatever they're called, Czechia. Czechia won this year. They won the World Championships.
yeah, okay, so it's
I
pretty
mean-
arbitrary. I mean, how do you not do the Czechs?
Well, I
Norway. I
granted,
don't know.
Canada didn't have Crosby and all those superstars, right? But
Every
I
team
don't know.
didn't have their main people there, but it doesn't matter. That's
what are you talking
Whatever.
about? Nico Heischer played for Switzerland.
I tell you what, Kyle, listen to this. Whoever the fucking coach was for Switzerland, he should be the next fucking coach of the Devils because he played so well in that tournament. If he could do that night in and night out for New Jersey, he would definitely be a Selke Trophy winner.
Gerard Gallant won the World Championships with Canada the summer before he was hired by the Rangers, and it did jack shit. So
But do they have any Canadians that he could propel? Like who would
sure.
No.
I don't know. This
Great.
is just I don't
Good.
know.
Awesome.
Just not fired
not
up. I
feeling
am
it.
fired up. I am fired up about the Summer Olympics though. I'm getting fired up.
Are you?
Started watching like javelin and that they had the NCAA track and field thing, and that chick from Rutgers for pole
Okay.
vaulting.
There you go.
was
That's below
awesome.
cricket. That's below
Was
cricket
awesome.
on my list. NCAA track and field.
I would rather. I mean, NCAA.
Pretty
Yeah,
low.
yeah,
Pretty low.
I don't know,
I
they're
would
like
watch
the
a
same-
special
same level
on the
for me.
making of the discs they use for disc golf before I watch NCAA track and field.
Actually,
Bullshit.
pretty
Is it different than the
You
frisbee?
watch it.
Bullshit. No way.
They
No
are
way.
different.
I'm calling Bravo Sierra. I'm
No,
calling
they are
bullshit
different.
on you.
No, I would, yes.
I always like a good how it's made.
I think the voiceover guy is incredible. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He was always good. I like a good how it's made too.
Next
Well,
segment.
I'm getting fired up. Who is going to be our Olympic correspondent this year?
We're not
The
gonna
ones that
be-
we had were just
we're-
fuccan terrible.
We're not broadcasting
we-
that late. We're
Can
not,
we watch? Can we watch the things, or is it just going to be highlights of the U.S. teams and of individuals? Because I mean,
I
that's
think
the thing.
Paris,
Because
you gotta
we
watch
should be able
on-
to watch.
Yeah, you got to watch on Peacock too, because they're not going to have a
I'll put on
lot
Peacock.
on. They'll have like the 100 meter and the 400 meter and all that
The big
shit.
stuff,
They'll have
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but like it sucks watching just the highlights. It's like I want to turn it on and just watch what's going on. Like that's the best part about watching.
Yeah, that's
Olympics.
you got to
just turn it
go. You
on.
got to go to the streamers. Then you got to go to the
Yeah.
streamers or to like the Sci-Fi Network, like some
The
like
sci-fi
the
network.
fifth NBC
Christ.
partner channel to see that stuff.
Yeah, because if you get regular NBC or USA, you're going to get like fencing and
Yeah,
like
no, you're getting
track and
yeah.
field. Well, fencing was interesting. I found that to be interesting last time we saw it. But didn't we find that handball was
Handball, baby.
Was
That's my
handball
sport.
was a sport, right?
That's
We're
my
getting
sport.
The handballs, and looking forward to that.
Handball is the curling of the Summer Olympics.
Yeah,
Mm.
I agree.
I always like the water polo too.
I didn't get the horses in the water, Bill. No, nothing. That was great. You have to be a fucking athlete to play water polo.
No
Oh,
Those
yeah.
guys fucking
my
tread
God, dude.
water. Holy
Oh yeah.
shit. And what's going on? The hand stuff that's going on under the water?
Underneath the water. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, those guys
Hello.
are maniacs, dude.
You got to be an athlete just to wear the uniform. Because
Because
no fat dude is gonna wear that fucking
How good
tighty
put a
whitey
Speedo on right now.
Yeah, no.
they're all like barrel, like these giant
Oh, yeah.
barrel chest dudes, and they're like buoyant and shit, and they just get you and hold you under the water, try to drown each other. Honestly, that is like worse than watching. Like, can you imagine trying to like not be drowned while you're playing a sport?
No. Yeah,
I mean, dude, there's no like protection. So I mean, there's fingers going everywhere, every orifice. I'm sure under the water. They're
they
just
wear
being-
they wear the
Russian
ear
teams
thing like
just-
the wrestlers, right?
There's only one orifice under the water. Is that where it's going?
submariners.
Oh, there's two, really. I mean, you could get it in the pee hole, I guess. Really.
So that'd be
Um.
a pretty small finger.
Now I would say fish hooks.
Oh.
They do anything, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like anything goes there. You're like, all right, that's a sport I'll never play.
They need an underwater referee.
I'm not even.
Well, they have
buoyant.
they have the
That's the
camera.
worst part.
Just a guy
Yeah,
in
they
a
do.
scuba suit down
It's
there.
mostly to see
watching.
what's going on. They're watching for like somebody to accidentally poop in the pool. And have to
Looking like looking like a pervert, just down there looking up at. Bunch
It's
of
all right.
polo. Found it.
But sadly, we will not be
Uh,
recording during the Olympics, so we
No.
will not need a correspondent.
No, we
Sadly.
will not.
But we will give you a recap in
We
September
got
when it's
it.
long past.
We really need a break from this shit. I mean,
Yeah.
what?
We're getting close,
Uh,
boys.
But look, our entire money talks section of this podcast is taking a major hit because of the fucking Washington Capitals. Don't they have people that have already done all this shit for their cap? Don't they have like cap specialists that works for them?
Yeah, of course they do. The problem is that Cap Friendly, first off, the guy that runs it, he apparently worked for a couple of NHL teams doing probably financial stuff. Had this running, does basically this all the time, especially during the busy seasons of the July 1st and trade deadlines. And he's been doing it for like what, 4 or 5 years since Cap was at the old site Cap Geek. I think
Cap
Geek
Geek,
was
yeah.
Cap Geek.
and when Cap Geek went down because the owner of the site basically had terminal cancer and just decided not to keep it going, shut down the site. So Cap Friendly took over, but this guy's been running it for like 4 or 5 years now, and it's like he's like, hey, these guys came by with an offer. I mean, now they do offer services for all the NHL teams, and I'm almost positive all the NHL teams were utilizing the service.
Yeah.
Right. So they all got, apparently, minus the Capitals, hey, this is getting shut off on this date, so we're just going to cancel your thing. And it was speculated that they got one of the teams that bought out the program because, well, it first off screws over the other teams. A, they have to scramble now, and B, it's like very powerful tools, and you don't have to build anything. The Caps can just go, we'll scrap where we're spending our money on, and we use this, and we use it anyway.
But, so is this
makes
guy
full
going to
sense for them.
maintain the site just for the Capitals, or July?
Yeah, we don't know
when
that
it's
part.
done, it's done. He's not going to update it anymore for them either.
No, so we don't know if he's staying on as a consultant for X amount of time. He probably is, and then he's probably gonna hand it off to them and be done with it. Or he just stays on with them and works with them. We don't know that part of it, or at least that wasn't disclosed yet.
Was there any dollar figures?
Yeah,
disclosed?
I was just asking that.
Nothing disclosed. It's a private deal. This is a private company. They don't have
Yeah.
to disclose. I don't think they have to disclose anything. At this
They don't
point,
have to, but usually there's speculation or something.
I'm sure that the tax returns or something, later in the, they'll find out how much they paid for it. The Capitals paid for it. So, but yeah, it really sucks. But just like cap
Somebody else will
friendly,
pop up,
just
right?
like when cap friendly
No, there
went
already
down,
is. There already is.
there's
Puckpedia.com.
And is
beat me
it
to
good? Is it
That-
similar? Or do you get
Jesus.
it? I mean,
Uh,
for what we need it
what,
for, we use it
what
for
we need it
very-
for, it's going to
Yeah.
be fine.
Okay.
So they just overhauled their site, and now they've been getting a ton of traffic because
Yeah.
everyone's
Yeah.
coming.
Oh, yeah. Ton.
Now, what's going to be interesting is that will this stay up the whole year, and will another team buy their
Buy them out.
because
Yeah.
the problem is this is like it could start a thing where
So great. We need
seem
33
to
of
do that.
these sites. That's what we need.
Well, you could.
Well, Nick, let's go. Let's get on this.
Come on, computer
I-
nerd. Get with
I
Billy.
mean-
Work on your Excel spreadsheets.
It would be great.
He'll do
It would
okay
be
without
great.
me on that.
You're out.
I'm always here to help, but I don't think there's anything I know that he doesn't know. I'm being
Well, I was thinking more hands make lighter work, right? Is that
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a lot of work to do that. That 1-1. A lot of work to make something like that happen. But anyway, it's Puckpedia is definitely gonna have to be the tool we use. Now,
Yeah,
Cap
and look,
Friend-
that's just the popular one that has popped
I
up,
know.
and it's been around for quite some time. But
yeah,
right, what else is going to pop up after this in hopes that they're going to buy that site?
it could happen. So the hope is that these guys stick around and update their site and make it better and don't sell out to another team. But we'll see. But the good news is Cap Friendly is around through I think through
The end of July.
Yeah.
Oh no,
so
the
that
end
would
of
be-
June. End of June. End of June. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
we
forgot
get-
what
we
month
get-
we're in.
We get into the July 1st UFA. So through that it'll be available. But is what it is, man. Craft Friendly is a great site. Obviously, we've been using it. The best part about it for me is also like it's a great mobile site. So if you're like in the car or dicking around, you're like, in the car line, I'm like, oh, I want to look up something before. I'm trying to think before when we start preparing for one of these, or like just look up something after a trade. Or it was really easy to do so. But now
guys?
it's
Are you picking up on this? Nick's
That sucks.
pretending that he does show prep.
I believe that he does show. I 100%.
I do show prep.
100%. He does probably
definitely
more show
believe that
prep than
he's-
any of us do.
I definitely believe that he's on his phone in the car too. That I believe.
That I believe, yes.
Oh, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, but
and
fuck you. Who's that? Who's the owner of the Capitals? Is that Bill
Leonosis.
Polian?
Leonosis.
Ted yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, Ted
you
Leonis.
fat
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
Somebody
I don't know
put
why his
they bought
weight has to have a bearing on it, but
It always does.
somebody put on there that they bought Cap Friendly so no one can see how ridiculous Tom
Yeah.
Wilson's contract is.
Yeah,
I thought that was really funny. Ha ha. Well, puckpedia.com. You have our business.
R.I.P.
As long as you keep it free,
R.I.P.
you have our
Cap
business. It was nice knowing you. So the NHL did do some awards. I think we got to catch everybody up on that. We have already found out who the Mark Messier NHL Leadership Award went to, and that was Jacob Trouba, the New York Rangers. But after the Bill Masterson Trophy was announced, and Connor Ingram, I don't even know what team he plays for.
I don't
The
know who that
Coyotes. Wow. Connor Ingram of the Coyotes won the Bill Masterson Trophy.
what did
The
he
Selke
overcome? He
Trophy.
must overcome something.
Playing in
He had more than
Arizona.
one.
Playing in
Yeah,
Arizona,
That
dude.
is
Playing in
rough.
Arizona.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
The Selke Trophy went to Alexander Barkov of the Florida Panthers. The now Nick, did you hear the hubbub about Barkov and who he was being compared to? So Wayne Gretzky compared Alexander
I did see
Barkov
this.
to Brian Trottier.
the Trots. Yeah, I saw that. I saw it this morning, and I thought it was interesting. I think that really stems though from Gretzky's experience playing against Trotty than anything else.
Oh, he said that, and he said he had
Yeah.
0 goals the first year that they played the Islanders.
Right. Which is interesting. But the way he said it was that he's the best. I think what pissed people off is he said the best defensive forward since Trottier, which, Patrice Bergeron was pretty good of a defensive player as a forward. How many?
Wait, it's not the Patrice Bergeron Award?
Yeah, not
yet.
yet.
Goodness,
Yeah,
it should be.
Does anybody know who this Selke person was? I mean,
He was a really good defensive forward.
Was he?
I'm just taking a shot in the dark here.
Same way as Lady Bing was such a
what a sweetheart! What a
She-
sweetheart
yeah,
of a
she was
hockey
beautiful.
player.
kind player on the ice.
She was amazing.
He Steve, he.
Oh,
Gentlemanly.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's like an oxymoron. The Jack Adams Award went to Rick Tocchet of the Vancouver Canucks. King Clancy Award went to Anders Lee. Lady Bing went to Jacob Slavin of the Carolina Hurricanes. And just tonight, it was announced the Lou Lamoriello Award goes to Jim Nill of the Dallas Stars. Good for fucking you.
Nice.
Just
Surprised it didn't go back to Lou again.
of note, I am too. Shockingly.
Out of nowhere.
I thought there was like a whole awards night where they announced all this shit.
No, they scrapped.
Yeah,
No,
no, that is coming on June 27th, where they'll announce the Calder, the Hart, the Norris, the Lindsay, the Vesna awards, and the next day they'll announce the Willie O'Ree Award.
It's you sound like you're about to say the Willie O'Wee.
Willie O'Wee?
Award.
I got a little tongue tied in there, so yes, I started saying that. My apologies to the Willie O'Ree community.
Why would that award be the next day?
I don't know. It looks like there's
Why
two
have this
different
stupid
awards.
show?
One in Canada and one for the US.
Oh,
The one
God.
for Canada is going to get announced on the 13th, which is just a couple of days from now, and the other one's going to get announced for the US on the 28th.
With
So
the exchange rate? Why? This
I don't know. Calder, who do you think is getting it? Bedard, Favor, or Luke Hughes? I mean, I think
No,
this is
but
the dumbest thing in the world. Yes.
Bedard.
The Hart, we
Bedard's
got
like,
Kucherov, McKinnon, and McDavid. Even though Connor McDavid is the best player on the planet, I think Kucherov's getting it.
Kucherov, yeah,
he's
had
gonna
a great
take it.
season.
he
Yeah.
just carried his team completely. Not that McDavid
Quinn-
didn't do it to the cup, but just saying.
Well, it's a regular season
Regular
award,
season
so you
only.
have to,
Yeah.
think about that. Got to think about that. The Norris between Quinn Hughes, Roman Yossi, and Kyle McCarr. I think Quinn Hughes is getting it.
Yeah.
He had
So-
just an outstanding start, and it didn't stop.
Agree. But on the subject of the Norris, I was just starting to think about this with this Florida Panther run with Gustav Forsling. I mean, his level of play has been so high. Are we getting close to a time where they might again go back and consider a defensive defenseman
They should.
who doesn't have like huge offensive numbers for an award like that
Should.
for the Norris? I mean,
There should be a
What was
different
the-
trophy.
When was
Yeah,
the last
the-
time that happened?
You have the defense.
when was,
most points.
Scott Stevens won some,
Yeah.
right? He was never like
No.
a-
He was
good
more
scoring
offensive
guy.
when he played in Washington.
Is
but-
that where he won it?
Yeah.
You got the defensive. You got the Selke award for
Yeah.
forwards. So why not have a Selke?
Why not
for
have
defenseman?
a defensive defenseman award
Because
called
So
the
we need-
Ulf Samuelson or something?
I
Yeah.
don't know. They're going to do that.
the Rich Pilon award.
I mean, you look at players that were really good defensively and really good offensively. I think like Nicholas Lidstrom. I mean, he was amazing
Perfect
on
defenseman.
both sides of the fucking
Perfect
puck,
defenseman.
and he deserved it every single year that he won it. It wasn't even a question.
They could rename that award for him too.
The shutdown defenseman. That's what they should have.
They
though.
could.
That guy.
But all right, but who would win the shutdown defenseman award this year for the regular season? whoever has the highest plus minus reputation.
Well,
What?
I mean, they track
he
how
gets
many
voted on,
minutes
right?
they track how many minutes these defensemen play against top line talent. So you
Yeah.
use advanced metrics somehow to calculate who had the best overall score or the best, goals against average, so to speak. Oh, he's making faces.
On their assignment. It's usually going to, like, whoever their assignment's going to be. So if it's,
Get the
if they're
guy from
assigned
fucking
against.
Cap Friendly to figure it out. He's not fucking doing anything.
No, not anymore. He's not. I mean, this shouldn't even be a discussion. He was in the defensive zone. Should be a 2-man advantage. The Ted Lindsay Award, Kucherov, McKinnon, and Matthews. I mean, does the Hart and the Ted Lindsay Award have to go to the same person?
Well, no, because one's
No.
voted on the players.
by
So
the
that's the
players.
one I usually trust because
That's the players play. Yeah,
Right.
the players
Yeah.
vote on that.
That might go to
I think they'll.
McDavid.
No, he's not. No,
I think
it's
he's not-
it's Kucherov, McKinnon, and Matthews.
Oh,
I
still
think
I
I
it should
think
go to
Cooch. I think
I
Cooch
think
gets
Kucherov's
it
going to
this
win
year.
it too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
Matthews. I,
I-
don't know.
I-
if he'll get
by
that.
the way, that is not a delayed game.
That doesn't.
that is 100.
I don't.
That's
The puck was
100%
on
delayed
his
game.
stick beyond
Yeah.
the blue line.
Yeah, I don't get that.
He
Where
let-
the puck
he let-
leaves his stick.
Yeah, it was in the defensive zone. I swear,
No.
they just showed the replay of that.
No, his stick was beyond the end of the blue line.
That's
Ah,
bad penalty.
ah. So
Right?
no
You
2-man
watching
advantage
again?
for
You
Edmonton.
watching again, right?
I'm already
you're-
in the power play.
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah,
4
we're-
minutes
we're-
ahead of me. I get it.
I don't know about 4 minutes, but I'm definitely ahead of you for sure.
How does it feel?
This sucks.
And lastly is the Vezina Trophy with Bob Thatcher Demko and Connor Hellebuck
No,
as
it's
your finalists.
going to Jake Allen. What are you talking about?
It's definitely not going to Jake Allen.
Jake Allen.
I didn't think Bob had that great of a regular season.
Regular season, no, yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, they finished first in the Atlantic, right?
yeah, but I think Demko, had probably had a better year. Hellebuck had a good year too. So I don't know. That's a toss up between those three
Piece of
guys.
shit. So out of all the
Exactly.
awards, one of them is up for debate.
Yeah, the Vezina. That's really it.
I think so.
And they're gonna do a 3-hour show for 6 awards, and they're gonna have obscure Canadian musicians playing.
Oh God, yeah. I
Bad
can't watch that show.
comedy.
But it's gonna be at the Sphere, right?
Everybody's gonna fucking congratulate whoever wins the first. Want to say congratulations on winning the Stanley Cup.
And thank you for Vegas for hosting us.
Yeah. Thanks to that guy that owns the MSG for not trading your first round pick so you get invited to the Sphere for the draft. Fucking dope.
Ay. All right, Billy, DTF.
Go.
Oh, righty then. Okay. So this past Saturday night, the Stanley Cup Finals was finally underway between the future champion Panthers and the team they are going to smoke, the Edmonton Oilers. During the pregame, we were treated to an inside look at Phil Pritchard, the so-called keeper of the cup. And if you're not familiar with his job, he's the caretaker and curator of the Stanley Cup, and wherever the cup goes, Phil goes. This is to
Did you
present.
get that off of his fucking LinkedIn?
Are you gonna shit on the fucking video that they made where he collected all the gloves?
Yeah.
Okay. I liked that video, so go ahead and shit on
good.
it all
Okay.
you want.
So he's there to prevent some faux pas of past Stanley Cup champions who might have been mistreated or abandoned the Stanley Cup, during their drunken revelry, because we know hockey players can drink, and some of them do drugs. Corey Perry. So there have been some well-known mishaps regarding the Stanley Cup. The Montreal Canadiens left it on the side of the road when they got a flat tire in 1924. The Maple Leafs allowed it to get a little bit too close to a celebratory bonfire in 1962, and they burned it. And then the Rangers in 1940, obviously we know the management had paid off their mortgage on Madison Square Garden, and they had a mortgage burning celebration. which they burned the mortgage inside the Stanley Cup, which caught fire, and then some quick thinking Rangers pissed on it to put that out. So, shenanigans of the unevolved of our past generation. So, in 1988, the NHL hired Phil Pritchard to take care of the Stanley Cup and keep the most revered trophy in sports out of harm's way. And then he has followed the cup on its many journeys ever since. And if there's one thing we learned from the inside look at Pritchard this past Saturday, it's that Phil Pritchard is a fucking creep. Some of the most disturbing footage ever put on network television. We went home with Phil Pritchard, who then produced trash bag after trash bag of white gloves that he saved from every time he touched the Stanley Cup. So Pritchard believes that in not touching the Stanley Cup, because you have to earn that right or whatever, players who have never won the Stanley Cup do not want to touch the Stanley Cup, partly out of respect to the idea that you need to earn it, and partly out of a superstition that they will curse themselves and their chances of winning it if they do touch it prematurely. So we were reminded of this recently when six-time champion Mark Messier was holding the Stanley Cup in the studio with his broadcast partner, broadcast analyst companion, I should say, not a broadcast partner, and never-time Cup winner PK Subban. So in a video that has since gone viral, Messier chased Subban around the studio with the Stanley Cup, and PK ran away from it like a black guy who saw somebody doing magic. So is the Stanley Cup some magical piece of hardware with special powers that needs to be treated that way? Absolutely not. But we can at least, respect the reverence for the cup, and everyone's entitled to their opinion about that. But what is not okay is that Phil Pritchard saves every glove that he's ever worn to touch the trophy. This is a red flag of unchecked mental illness. His Pete Rose haircut was already also a red flag that he's had for the last 40 years. But he's saving thousands of pairs of white gloves labeled in bags with the Stanley Cup here just because they're gloves that touched the cup. So the weekly WTF was able to obtain some of the exclusive unused footage from Phil Pritchard's house, and we were rocked by what we saw. But can't say we were surprised. When they first arrived, the camera crew found Pritchard lying naked in a bed at full attention, covered in white gloves. We noticed that all the gloves were left hand only gloves, so presumably he would feel like somebody else was caressing his body with those gloves. In his closet, which was not fully shut, the crew also observed stacks and stacks of toddler-sized shoes. When Phil got dressed for the rest of the interview, he put on Spider-Man underoos, which were sitting below a bag of saved toenail clippings that he's been keeping since 1979. So this guy,
there's nothing wrong with that.
He's got issues.
So again,
Billy,
I can
yes.
accept. What's that?
Nothing.
I can accept the reverence that people have for the Stanley Cup, but when you think about it, like even a Catholic priest, after COVID, handles the body of Christ with his bare hands. He's using the same bare hands that he uses to diddle little boys to serve you your Jesus toast. So this guy holds up a trophy with white gloves, and he's compelled to save every pair of white gloves he ever uses. I'm just saying. So that's your weekly WTF. Thank you.
That was a doozy.
I knew you were going to take issue with that. I knew it.
Yeah.
Now I apologize. I did not see this segment, so I have questions.
Oh, good.
A lot of questions. Does he use one pair of gloves for the entire run with one team?
No.
So he'll have multiple pairs of gloves over one summer.
He's got tons of these gloves on hand at all times, and pretty much every time he's got to go take the cup out of the case or whatever.
It's a new pair of gloves.
Yeah, it's a new set of gloves.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong business.
Them all.
I should be in the fucking white glove business. What am I doing? That's crazy.
It is nuts.
I wonder how much
conversation
this guy makes
starter for sure.
a year.
He's got to make at least $14,000.
Perhaps more than that.
What's his name, Bill?
Phil
Pritchard.
Phil.
Not to be confused with the Phil Pritchard from Modern Family.
That's like, it's funny because before there was another guy with him for a long time. And I guess that guy retired, and then Phil Pritchard now has his own apprentice. It's like the Sith. There can only be two.
Yes, that other guy's name was Brian Dunkelman.
Is that really his name?
Dunkelman.
No,
Dunkelman?
that's an American Idol season 1 reference.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
good Lord.
I was like, wow, sounds like a the kind of job
There
he
were
had.
2 hosts, Ryan Seacrest and Brian Dunkelman. And then Brian Dunkelman didn't think the show was going to go anywhere, so he bowed out.
Was
Oh,
that what
good
happened to
call.
him?
Yeah.
He bowed out?
Yeah.
I thought they just got rid of him because he was like,
No,
I
he
have
didn't
two
think
hosts.
he didn't think the show was going to go anywhere, so he decided he didn't want to do it anymore.
Oh, that was smart.
Smart move, bud.
I'll pass.
But he's gone on to do other incredible things,
Oh, I mean,
right?
I'm pretty sure he's a radio host in LA. Yeah.
LA.
LA.
We got a salary yet, so we can move on to the next segment there, bud?
It's a negative Ghost Rider.
Okay, good. Money talks, go.
Money, it's a gas. Grab that cash with both hands and make a stash. New plug, give a fuck, G and daydream. Think I'll buy me a hockey team.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
you can do that. I'll keep looking.
Honestly, I did want to talk about Cap Friendly this week, but we did that segment earlier, so that is not what we're going to talk about today.
Oh,
We're going to just go through a little bit with a new salary cap number. It's not much more than was projected, so it's not a huge jump from last year. And looking at what we have from all the different teams and where they are, it's not going to be a massive change where every team's all of a sudden going to have a ton of extra space to make moves. It does give every team a little bit more room, but looking at what is coming in terms of the players that are all UFAs, it feels like we're just going to be a consistent. I don't see how it's going to change anything. I think every team's basically going to throw too much money at players and be right up against the cap as usual. The reason I say that is I was looking at what the fuck is my thing here? There it is. I was looking at the team, the top, guys in the UFA range here. Specifically Sam Reinhart, Steve Stamkos, who's probably going to resign. Jake Gunsel, who's probably also moving. Marceau, probably not going to be resigned to Vegas. Pavelski's retiring. Matt Duchene is now, going to be a UFA. Sean Monahan, UFA. Shane Gostisbehere, Jonathan Drouin, Vladimir Tarasenko, Tyler Toffoli, Teuvo Teravainen. List goes on. Lots of players, lots of UFAs this year that are, solid dudes. You got top 50 of UFAs that are going to go make a bunch more money than they were last year. So with that said, I was looking at our team specifically. I don't think we're really going to have a lot of room. Look at the Islanders.
I saw something that said the Devils' projected cap space really only increased like $300,000.
Their cap space didn't change much, but they got to sign a bunch of guys too.
They got to sign Mercer, Foote, Clark, Schmid, Dawes, and then they got a couple of UFAs that they're going to have to replace.
Yeah, they only got 9 forwards signed right now.
It's the Devils have $19 million,
$19.1, right?
with 17 out of 23 players signed.
And before the cap increase, their available money was 18.8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so for some reason only increased $300,000.
That's what the increase was. The projected was 87.7, and they bumped it up to 88.
Oh, okay, I got
so
you.
It was only a 300 per team.
I thought it was okay. Then that's my misunderstanding of what the difference was.
Yeah, but even with that, it's not like there's 20 million. You guys got about 20 million to spend right now to sign guys. But you got to sign Mercer, Foote.
Mercer's going to get 5 million, 5 million, north of 5 million of that.
Right. And then are you happy with the defense? Is that in a good spot, or do you need to make upgrades? I mean, every team wants to make upgrades, throughout the roster where they can. But well, I don't know. It seems like there's not going to be a ton of room to make a lot of these moves. And looking at the Islanders, they don't have a lot of space to make moves. They got to re-sign guys just to fill this a few $1,000,000 in. They're about 6 million in cap space or so. I think we have. Look at the Rangers. Rangers got lots of decisions to make coming up. And it'd be interesting to see what they do for all the players they're going to have to either try to re-sign Kako, Lindgren, Schneider as RFAs, and they're sitting at right now 11 million projected cap space before they sign. And then they don't have many defensemen really signed yet either. So you gotta still get probably a couple more defensemen. And then even with the Penguins, we're not much different. Penguins currently are sitting on about 13, 14 million. But they got a lot of holes they gotta fill. Aside from, not too many RFAs, but they gotta sign a lot of players. It feels like they don't seem like they got many teams. They got 14 guys out of 23 on the roster right now signed. That's not a lot. So the point is, even though the cap went up, there's a lot of players we all gotta sign. It's not exactly a big increase this year. So I'm wondering how that's going to affect all of our teams. Are we all going to be dumpster diving a little bit, try and get guys in here? Maybe Devils are signed a bunch of their guys long term. Rangers, same deal. Start trying to find guys to fill in those spots to win the cup. Try to get the cup, obviously. It doesn't seem like to me there's going to be a lot of more room this year. It seems like it's going to be a couple more years where we have to see if the cap continually goes up and teams start to, shed some of these terrible contracts they have. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because the other part of it, on the flip side of this, is that if you look at the teams on the opposite end of the spectrum, Utah, San Jose, Anaheim, Chicago, Detroit, Carolina, Nashville, Vancouver, Columbus, Sabres, Kraken, Bruins, Kings, Calgary, Florida, all those teams, 20 million, in excess of 20 million cap space right now, with the bottom five having 30 million basically in cap space, with Utah having 43 million cap space. Those guys got to sign a lot of guys. I mean, that's a lot of money to start throwing around. I would be shocked to not see someone like Utah or San Jose or Anaheim start throwing max contracts at Sam Reinhart, Gensel. I don't think Marceau or Duchesne will get those kind of deals. They were 33, but you could see guys like Druin get some more money he should get. Teravainen could get a good deal.
Look, I think Teravainen is going to get a good deal. I mean, I've just about given up on Jonathan Drouin. I mean, listen, he started up at Tampa, went to Montreal, didn't do shit, went and played on a great Colorado team this year, and again, didn't do shit. He's all flash and no scoring. He's like Maxim Afinogenov. So I don't know. I'm done with the Drouin. Someone's going to pay him though. Someone's going to take a chance and give him a couple bucks to come and see if they can unlock him, right? But there's definitely people out there are going to get paid, and I don't know. There's a lot of dumpster diving that's going to be done too.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see the guys like Max Domi and Anthony Mantha. Those guys are making 3 to 5 million their last contracts, and they're kind of coming into a position where they're young enough. They could get big deals from a team that needs to spend.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how those guys get contracts. Outside of, if you look at the top 10, like I was saying before, I think Reinhart and Gensel are the two obvious picks. They're going to be the two big pieces to go somewhere. Probably max deals, or definitely Reinhart.
Someone's going to overpay for Reinhart.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be so bad.
Duchene's going to be the other interesting guy, because he had a really good year, but he's 33 and he made 3 million this year on a 1-year deal. He could resign with Dallas if he really likes it there. I mean, they obviously went real far and played really well together, but I mean, I don't know where he's going to go. Gostisbehere, he's a guy that was freaking, on waivers, got picked up, and he's going to be he's like in the top 10 of UFAs this year. So it's going to be interesting to see if someone pays a 31-year-old defenseman who's better, who's more offensive minded than defensive. I just find it really interesting to see where there's a ton of cap space this year on the back end. All these teams really didn't spend any money or dumped a bunch of stuff at the end of the year, and they're going to have to get there with some interesting contracts. But for our teams, I think we're really going to be hoping that there's some good value to find in those top 50 to 75 UFAs, and hopefully those guys that'll.
Jake Gensel is exactly the player the Devils need. A top line left winger, put him on Hughes's wing with Mercer on the other wing. He's exactly the player the Devils need.
He's a right
Where's
wing.
Timo then?
No, he's a left wing. He's listed as a left wing.
Is Timo right wing?
But he's playing.
Timo's a left wing as well,
he's
but
probably
he's on
both.
Nico's
He
line.
could probably play
with
both.
Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you want to
But are
spend
you
like
going to pay him?
$9 million?
You're going to pay him $9 million on him? Exactly.
Why not? Why not? He averages 30 goals. He's going to score more than 30 goals. On Jack's wing, he probably scores 38 to 40 goals. Is that not a $9 million player?
Well, I
It's
thought
not that
that's
he's
what you
not,
thought. You're
but-
getting in Timo Meyer, though, right?
Yeah.
Timo Meyer on Heischer's wing probably will net 35 to 40 goals as well.
How much
I
money
know,
do
but you keep signing these
forwards?
guys, and now you're the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
You want to be the Maple Leafs?
You still got a solid defensive core with Luke Hughes and Nemec and Ball and Hamilton. So that's a little bit better than what Toronto's throwing out there. It's the goaltending that, that might screw everything up if you're going to have to spend another $6 million in net on a Markstrom if you're going to get him in a trade.
Be interesting.
Jake, take a discount. Come to New Jersey.
He's probably not going to take a discount.
I don't think he's going to take a discount.
Throwing that out there.
I think they need more guys like a Goudreau, like kind of style player,
Fuck
third,
that
fourth
fucking
line.
no. Fuck him. Fuck that little fucking Philly boy.
Okay.
Johnny Gaudreau. Yeah, I want to be close to my family in Columbus, even though they live in New Jersey. Shut up, you tool.
I think
That's
Goudreau,
exactly
not Goudreau.
I thought I was talking about Barkley.
Yeah, it was Barkley.
Barkley.
Goudreau,
Oh, Barkley.
not
fuck
Johnny
him too.
Hockey.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have a name that's phonetically the same.
Yeah,
I knew
it's his fault.
I knew you hated him because he was a Ranger, but I was actually a little surprised by how much you hated him.
Yeah, I was like,
So
wow.
that explains
okay.
it.
I'm going to be very interested to see what the Rangers are going to do this year. I expect them not to do anything except exactly what they did last year. And
Oh no.
Oh
Oh,
The
no.
Flames leader has gone away.
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat waiting to hear what he was going to say.
Yeah,
Oh, nuts.
just said the Rangers are going to do nothing, and
He's still
yeah, I
frozen,
mean he's
ladies
backing
and
up. He's
gentlemen.
backing up how they were
He's
going to do
got this
nothing right now.
Dumb
And-
fucking look on his. Oh, there he is. No, the fan started.
Again?
Again.
There he is.
again,
There he is.
are we good now?
It was
We're
like
good
the
now.
fucking Geico commercial where the fucking gecko starts talking and the planes fly overhead and nobody knows what he said.
I was on a roll.
Oh,
God damn it.
You had such a look on your face of just
Ah.
concentration and deep thought.
It was.
and-
I was in the zone.
Well,
as
that's
they
going to
say.
take us to this date in
Yeah.
Steve's stomach.
Oh, that feels better.
It sure is. Go to this one's brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar.
Round here, we're saving calories. Round here, we all look so lean. Round here, we enjoy Coke Zero, but sacrifice flavor, no. Round here, Coke Zero's the way to go.
Please go to September 9th.
September 9th was a
2011.
Friday. Lunch was a Caesar side salad,
What
a
about breakfast?
5-piece chicken nugget, small fries, and a medium Coke. Ran 3.1 miles after work. And dessert was Wicked Twist, some froyo for dessert.
Gross again. And I love that face.
There was no pumpernickel bagel. Sorry, Tom.
Oh, that's sad. You didn't have any breakfast?
Did not have any breakfast. We did go to Home Depot and Lowe's. Apparently, we were cabinet shopping. I don't know what kind of cabinets we were shopping for, but it says for cabinets.
Did you go to Target? I don't know if we're gonna have time.
No, big day. It wasn't that big of a day. Tom, why did you pick Friday, September 11th in the year 2011?
Well, if my internet will indulge me.
No.
I only robbed the Walmart to get a sex change defense. Oh, that's right. In Prescott, Arizona, getting a sex change is costly these days, right, Bill? You cannot.
Oh, there goes Tom again.
Oh boy.
Tom's internet's awesome.
Only because he went for the joke. Only because he went to make fun of Bill.
I don't know why I was making fun of me.
Yeah,
with
that was
Walmart.
that was really
What's
random.
tie-in was there.
Not get.
Oh, he's back. He's not. Yes, he is back.
All right, here we go.
There he is.
Where'd you lose me?
When you were making fun of Billy about how expensive.
They are costly, right, Bill? You cannot get new equipment on Walmart wages alone. This prompted employee Spencer Cullen to take some desperate measures. The 23-year-old, along with the help of a 19-year-old Adriano Alvarez, decided to rob the superstore to fund the operation, stealing 45 large in cash from the office lockbox.
4,500?
45,000. Post a robbery, the duo split the cash, Alvarez receiving $22,000 to buy. Anybody want to guess what he bought? This is not the guy who bought the sex change.
Penis.
This is the other guy.
Say a penis.
Yeah, that would have been a good guess. This is the other guy. I'll tell you what. He bought a car.
Oh, I was going to say
a car. I was going to say a Civic.
This is
I was going to say
2011.
I was going to say a jet ski.
Billy's close.
An Accord.
Accord?
Oh, no.
An Element.
Toyota Camry.
What? No.
Toyota Corolla.
Corolla?
Think more sportier at that time.
Hyundai.
No. You were in the right manufacturer.
Toyota Celica?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a Toyota, and it was a Toyota Supra. Very good. Very good, nice. Nick.
I actually like this.
Right, $22,000 for a Toyota Supra, and Cullen intended to use the money toward a long sought-after gender swap. We feel for Cullen, especially
nice.
if she is a victim of gender identity disorder, but wouldn't a savings account and a well-stuffed sock in the interim been a smarter move? And seriously, who buys a Supra with stolen loot? That's what happened September 9th of 2011 in Prescott, Arizona.
Tom's a creep. Tom is a weirdo. Where does he come up with this shit? It's so disgusting.
Really is getting towards the end of the season, folks.
Wow, that was a good one.
That was lackluster.
I got 8 more Walmart stories.
Oh my God!
All right. And why?
Thankfully, we only have
3
more
episodes.
episodes.
Walmart. I never go there.
You never really?
I rarely. I mean, if I'm there twice a year, that's a lot.
Walmart's it's close. It's right here. I like the people watch. I meet Marty St. Louis. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, that's true.
It's great.
Marty St. Louis does not shop at the Edison Walmart.
I could probably meet a lot of famous Indians at the Edison.
A lot of
cricket players. Absolutely, athletes. No doubt.
Possible.
I think you should hang out there more, Bill. Definitely
Give
think
it a
you
th-
should
I
hang
give it a
out there
thought.
more. Yeah,
That's
you
gonna
do
do
that.
it. That's gonna do it.
You definitely do
Another
that.
hour plus of nonsense.
That was probably the best episode ever.
No, no.
What do you mean no?
I have confidence in saying no. That was not the best
The
episode.
cricket talk was amazing. I got to tell you.
We got
We
some
should-
tennis in there. And
50
last week Nick
minutes.
said we wouldn't even do an hour.
59
Remember that?
episodes ago, we interviewed John Buchagras. Tonight, we spent 45 minutes on cricket. I don't think this show's going in the right direction.
I do.
It's the end of the
I-
season. We're not really.
Yeah.
We're not talking much here.
Right. We have like 3 or 4 more episodes to go.
Yeah. No. I apologize if you listen to this.
I thank you for listening.
And I also
And
want to know,
especially if you stayed to the end.
how could you not have anything better to do with your life?
Well, it's just in between phone calls. You need something to listen to.
I don't get it.
I hear you. All right. That's going to do it for us.
Thank you.
Don't forget to go on the Twix before someone buys it at friends
Okay.
_arrivals. Give us a follow.
If anybody
Go on
wants
to,
to buy our Twitter account, it's for sale.
How much?
We'll take half of what the guy got for Cap Friendly.
Well, we're not going to know that. God damn it.
I'm sure it was
We
in
have to make
excess
better
of
deals.
$20,000.
Perhaps more than that, Bill.
While you're on the internet, go on to Apple Podcast or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. Turn on notifications so you never miss an episode of the Friends of Rivals podcast. Billy, say somebody.
Guys, today's the day that I share with you my ritual after we end our podcast. After every episode, I take my headphones off, I take a guitar pick, I stick it in my ear, and I get some wax out from this episode, and I put it in my case to keep.
Is it labeled? Which episode?
Well, yeah, I have, yeah. Well,
He's got little
there's-
sections in there for each date.
There's a
little
date for
sections.
each, yeah.
My God. You are
After
the Phil Pritchard of earwax.
I'm trying.
After every quarter of the season, he takes all the earwax out and makes like a little hockey guy.
That's adorable.
It
It's a
really is.
little hockey player made of earwax. Yuck.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Oh, my friends and rivals. Flyers fuck, flyers fuck, flyers fuck off. Flyers fuck, flyers fuck, flyers fuck off.
I mean, if you're gonna save the gloves, why just store them in fucking garbage bags? That's degrading to the gloves.
Well, they're white plastic
They're-
bags.
they're
You gotta
clear
have
ones.
something
They weren't-
nicer
they
than
weren't
that.
garbage bags.
You gotta have something nicer than a
He
garbage.
should be
bag.
nailing them to his wall like Willie
Yeah,
Mays
like-
Hayes.
Like
That's-
Willie Mays
that would be
Hayes.
better. That would be better.
I bought 100 of these. One for every cup I'm going to carry.